Hello, I'm Scott King coming to you from downtown Atlanta in the lobby of the Atlanta Shakespeare Tavern. Here, I'm surrounded by the culture of William Shakespeare, which is second to none in this case. The walls are adorned with professional actors and actresses who perform here regularly. When you walk through this beautiful theater, you can't help but appreciate the work of such a playwright.
Cool, so being a good scene partner and observing what other people are doing on stage.
The focus on today's presentation turns from the professionals to the budding professionals in the Atlanta Public Schools. But before we begin, I must acknowledge that the road to perform in a venue like this is not necessarily an easy one, as students work for several weeks under the guidance of the theater's education division. There, they showed them the ins and outs of putting on such a challenging performance. The feature presentation, The Tempest, is a magical serial comedy that is thought to be one of Shakespeare's last plays. It revolves around Prospero and his island full of magical creatures. Prospero was unserved by his brother Antonio and forced to flee his dukedom. Prospero uses magic to lure those that have wronged him into the island, and while they are there, Prospero again uses his magic to teach them a lesson. His daughter Miranda falls for Prince Ferdinand, and by the end of the play, Prospero chooses peace instead of revenge, has his dukedom restored, and gives up all of his magic. They all return from the journey having learned from the experience. Now, on a factual note, this production was believed to have been written around 1610 and is one of 38 plays William Shakespeare is credited with writing. Today, APS students take the stage and rule the roost with a packed house inside eagerly awaiting their performance. Now, without further ado, the Atlanta Shakespeare Tavern and the students of Therrell High School complex present William Shakespeare's The Tempest.
my my dear one, who art ignorant of what thou art not, knowing of whence I came, nor that I am Prospero, mistress of a full poor cell, and thy no greater mother.
More to know, than never meddle with my thoughts.
'Tis time I should inform thee farther. Wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort. The direful spectacle of the wreck, which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, have with such provision in mine heart, so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as in hair, but tied to any creature in the vessel, which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sing. Sit down, for thou must now know farther.
You have often begun to tell me must stop, conclude and stay. Not yet.
Dost thou remember a time before we came unto the cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou was not out 3 years old.
Certainly, madam, I can.
By what? By any other house or person?
'Tis far off, and rapid like a dream. Had I not 4 or 5 women that tended to me?
Thou hadst, and more, Miranda. 12 years since, Miranda, 12 years since. Thy mother was a Duchess of Milan and a Princess of Power.
Oh, what foul play have we? That we came from thence, or blessed what we did?
Both, my girl. By foul play, as thou sayest, where we heaved thence, but blessedly hope hither.
Oh, my heart bleeds to think of the team that I turned you to. Wishes from my remembrance, please you, Father.
My aunt, my sister, and thy aunt, called Antonia, I pray thee, mark me, that a sister could be so perfidious. She whom next of all the worlds I love, and to her but the manage of my state. Watch. To bear up against which should ensue.
How we came ashore?
By providence divine. Some food we had and some fresh water that a noble Neapolitan Gonzalo, out of his charity, being then appointed master of this design, did give us. And knowing I love my books, from mine own library, he furnished me with volumes that are prized above my dukedom.
What am I but ever see that man? And now, I pray you, madam, for it still is beating in my mind. Your reason for raising this sea storm.
Here, 6 more questions. Thou art inclined to sleep. 'Tis a good dullness, and give it way. I know thou canst not choose. Come away, servant, come. I'm ready now. Approach my Ariel. Come.
All hail, great master. Great madam, hail.
I come to ask thy best pleasure. Feast to fly, to swim,
To dive into the fire, to ride on the curled clouds to thy strong bidding task.
Ariel,
Aurora,
and all her quality. Hast thou spirits performed to point the tempest that I bade thee?
to every article.
I boarded the queen's ship. I flamed amazement. Sometime I divide and burn in many places. Why, that's my spirit, who was so firm, so constant that this coil would not infect his reason. Not a soul, but felt a fever of the mad and played tricks. Ha! Ha! Desperation! All the mariners plunged to the foam and brine and quit the vessel.
Then all afire with me. The queen's son Ferdinand was the first man that leaped, cried,
Heaven's empty and all the devils are here. Why, that's my spirit. But was not this night shore? Close by, my lady. Not a hair perish on their sustaining garments, not a blemish. But fresher than before, and now thou badest me, in true time dispersed them about the isle.
the queen's son I have landed by himself.
Whom I left cooling of the air, his arms in this sad night.
Of the queen's ship, the mariners say how thou hast disposed, then all the rest owe the fleece.
Safely in harbor.
classes. The time between 6 and now must buy us both to be spent most preciously.
Is there more toil?
Since thou dost give me pains, let me remember thee what thou hast promised, which is not yet before me. How now, Moody? What is it thou canst demand?
My liberty!
Before the time be done, no more. I pray thee! Remember I have done thee worthy service, told thee no lies, made thee no mistakings, served without a grudge or crumblings. Thou didst promise to give me a full year. Dost thou forget from what a torment I did free thee?
No.
Thou hast, and thinkest it much to tread the ooze of the salt deep, to do me business in the veins of the earth. I do not, madam! Thou liest, malignant thing! Hast thou forgot the foul witch Sycorax? Who with age and envy has grown into a hoop? Hast thou forgot her?
No, madam.
Thou hast! This blue-eyed hag was hither brought with child, and here was left by sailors. Thou, my servant, as thou reportest thyself, was then her servant, to act her earthly and abhorred commands. Refusing her grand hest, she did confine thee, by help of her more potent ministers, and in her most immitigable rage into a cloven pine.
Within which brick in prison we did painfully remain a dozen years.
Within which space she died and left us there.
Where we did is vent our groans as fast as mill wheel strike.
Then was his isle saved for the sun that she did litter here. A rebel dwelt hag-born, not honored with the human shape.
Yes, Caliban, her child! Dull thing! If thou more murmurest, I will rend an oath and peg thee in his naughty entrails till thou hast howled away 12 winters. Pardon, master, I will be corresponding to command and do my team gently. Do so, and in 2 days, I will discharge thee. That's my noble master! What shall I do?
Say what?
What shall I do?
Go make thyself like a nymph of the sea. Go take this shape, and hither come in it. Go. Awake, dear heart, awake. Thou hast slept well. Awake.
The strangest to your story put happiness in me.
Shake it off. Come on. We'll visit Caliban, my servant, who never yields us kind answer.
The strangest.
What ho! Servant Caliban!
There's wood enough within.
Come forth, I say, there's other business for thee. Come, thou tortoise, when? Fine apparition, my quaint Ariel, hearken thine ear. My lord, it shall be done.
As we can do, as ere my mother brunch. From Raven's feather with a host of fin, drop on you both.
For this, be sure thou shalt be pinched as thick as honeycomb, each pinch was stinging them bees that made them.
I must go get my dinner. This island is mine, by Sycorax my mother, and thou takest from me. When thou camest first, thou strokest me, and madest much of me, and gave me water with berries in it. And I loved thee, and showed thee all the qualities of the isle. And 'tis once my own king. And here you style me in this hard rock, while you keep it from me, the rest of the isle?
Thou most lying servant, I have used thee, filth, as thou art with human care, and lodged thee in mine own cell.
I pitied thee, took pain to make thee speak, taught thee each hour. One thing or other when thou dost not, savage, know thy own meaning, and what is gotten like the thing most brutish, but thou vile self. Though thou didst learn, have that in which good nature could not abide with. Therefore was deservedly confined to this rock, who hadn't deserved more than a prison.
Yes! Thou taught me language. And my prophet aunt is that I learned to curse. The red plague rent you for teaching me your language.
Hackseed heads, fetch us some fuel, and be quick.
No, pray thee. I must obey. Her art is of such power.
Go, servant, hence.
Come into these yellow sands and then take hands. Courtesy when you haven't kissed the wild waves whisk. Good and featly here and there and sweet slice of burning bear. Hark, hark, the watchdog spark. Hark, hark, I hear the strain of shunting shanks and clear. Cry, 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 cock-a-diddle down.
Where should this music be? In the air or the earth? This music crept by me upon the waters since I have followed it, or hath drawn me rather.
Full fathom five, thy mother lies of her. Bones are coral made. Those are pearls that were her eyes. Nothing of her that thou our fate. But thou suffered us we changed into something rich and strange. Seen them hourly ring her knell. Now I hear them ding dong bell.
The ditty does remember my grandmother. This is no mortal business.
Say what thou seest yon.
What's it? A spirit? Lord, how it looks about. Believe me, ma'am, it carries great form.
No, wench! It eats and sleeps and hath such senses as we have such. This gallant which thou seest was in the wreck. Thou mightest call him a goodly person. He hath lost his fellows and strays about to find them.
I might call him a thing divine.
It goes on, I see, as my soul prompts it.
Most sure the goddess on whom these airs attend, vouchsafe my prayer, may know if you remain upon these islands. My prime request is, though you wonder, will you be made or no?
No wonder, sir, but certainly may.
My language, heavens, I am the best of them that speak this speech, whereof the word is spoken.
How now, the best? What wert thou if the Queen of Naples heard thee?
A single thing as I am now that wonders, to hear thee speak of Naples, myself am Naples, who with mine eyes beheld the Queen, my mother, wrecked.
Alack for mercy!
Yes, faith in all her lords, the Duchess of Milan and her brave son being twain.
The Duchess of Milan and her more braver daughter could control thee if now 'twere fit to do it. At first sight, they have changed eyes. Delicate spirits, I'll set thee free for this. A word, good sir, a word. I think you've done yourself some wrong. A word.
Why speaks my mother so ungently?
One word more. I charge thee, thou dost here usurp the name thou knowest not, and hast put thyself on this island as a spy to win it from me.
Knows I am a man.
Nothing is or dwell in such a temple.
Come, follow. Speak not you for him. He's a traitor. Come.
No.
Oh, dear mother, make not too much trap for him, for he's gentle and not fearful.
Put thy weapon up, traitor, who makest to show but darest not strike, for I can here disarm thee with this stick and make thy weapon drop.
I beseech you, mother.
Hey, take not on my garment.
Madam, have pity.
Silence. One word more will make me chide thee, if not hate thee. What? An advocate for an impostor? Hush.
My affections are most humble then. I have no ambition to see a goodlier man.
Come on, sir, obey. Thy nerves are in their infancy again, and have no vigor in them.
So they are. My spirits as in a dream are all bound up. My mother's loss, the wreck of my friends, the weakness which I feel, nor this woman's threats to whom I am subdued, are all but light to me. Might I but through my prison once a day behold this maid, all corners else of the earth, let liberty make use of space enough. Have I in such a prison?
It works. Thou hast done well, fine spirits. Follow me. Hark what thou else shalt do me.
Be of good comfort, sir. My mother's a better affection than she appears by speech.
Spirits, thou shalt be free as mountain winds within exactly through all the points of my command.
To the syllable!
Come, follow. Speak not you for him.
Beseech you, madam, be merry, you have cause.
So have we all of joy, for our escape is much beyond our loss.
Our interval is common. Every day some sailor's wife.
The master of some merchant ship and the merchants have just outthink the flow.
But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like this. Then why is it, good madam, weigh our sorrows with our comforts?
Prithee, peace.
She receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give her over so.
Look, she's winding up the watch of her wit. By and by it will strike.
Madam.
I prithee, spare.
Well, I have done, but yet...
He'll be talking.
Which of here, Adrian, for a good wager, first begins to crow?
The old one.
The younger.
Done. The wager.
A laughter.
A match.
Though this island seems to be desert.
Ha ha ha. So you're paid.
Uninhabitable and inaccessible.
Yet.
He could not miss it.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fan.
Here's everything advantageous to life.
True. Save means to live.
Of that there's none or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks.
Indeed, the ground is tawny.
Knife green in it.
He misses not much.
Aye, he doth but mistake the truth, certainly.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit.
As many vouched rarities are.
That our garments, being as they were, drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather newly dyed in the same with salt water.
If but one of his pockets could speak. Would it not say he lies?
Aye, or very falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on. We are blessed.
You cram these words into mine ears against the stomach of my sense, for coming thence, my son is lost. O thou mine heir, of Naples, of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Madam, he may live, for I saw him beat the surgeons under him and ride upon their backs.
Indeed, he trod the waters who envy flung aside in oar, himself with his good arms and lusty stroke. To the shore, I doubt not, he came alive to land.
No, he's gone.
Madam, you may thank yourself for this great loss. That would not serve our...
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe, your highness, and get ministration with these gentlemen who are such sensible and nimble lungs, they always laugh at nothing.
Ha 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 ha. 'Twas you we laughed at.
When this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue to laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was that given?
And yet hath not fallen flat long.
You're gentlemen of brave metal.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I will not ward my stress so weakly. Will you laugh me to sleep, for I am very heavy.
Go, sleep and hear us.
What? Also soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would, with themselves, shut up my thoughts. I find that they are inclined to do so.
We too, madam. Regard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you, wondrous heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find myself not disposed to sleep.
Not I. My spirits are nimble. They fell together all as by consent. They dropped as by a thunderstroke. What might, worthy Sebastian? Oh, what might? No more. And yet, methinks I see it in thy face who thou shouldst be. And my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What art thou, waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakest out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say?
Noble Sebastian, thou lettest thy fortune sleep, die, rather.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
Oh, if you but knew how you the purpose cherished, whilst thus you mocked.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaimed a matter of thee.
Although this lord of weak remembrance hath here almost persuaded the queen her sons alive, 'tis as impossible that he's undrowned. Then he that sleeps here swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Of this, no hope. What great hope have you? Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then, tell me, who is the next heir of Naples?
What stuff is this? How say you?
Say this for death that hath now seized them. Why, they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples as well as she that sleeps. Oh, that you bore the mind that I do. Want to sleep with this of your advancement. Do you understand me?
Methinks I do. I remember you did supplant your sister, Prospero.
True? But look how well my garments sit upon me.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Where lies that? I feel not this deity in my bosom. Here lies your sister, no better than the earth she lies upon, whom I, with this obedient steel, can lay to bed forever.
Thy case, my dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou goest Milan, I'll come by Naples, draw thy blade, and with one stroke shall free thee from the tribute thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I rear my hand, do you the like to fall it on Gonzalo.
Oh, but one word.
My master, through her art foresees the danger that you, her friend, are in, and sends me forth, for else her project dies to keep them living.
While you hear the snoring line, open-eyed conspiracy, her time doth take. If of the land you keep a care, shake off slumber and beware. Awake! Awake!
Then let us both be sudden.
Now, good spirits, preserve the queen.
Why? How now? Why?
Even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls or lions, rather. Did it not wake you? It struck mine ears most terribly.
I heard nothing. Oh, sure, it was a roar of a whole herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honor, madam, I heard a humming, and a right frightful one that did awaken me. 'Tis best quit this place.
Lead off this ground, and let us make further search for my poor son.
Prospero, my lady shall know what you have done, so queen, go safely on to seek thy son.
All the inventions that the sun sucks up, from bobs, pins, flats, or Prosper falling by inchmeal, make her a disease. Her spirits hear me. Yes, I needs must curse, but they'll nor pinch, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark. Out of my way, unless she bid them, but for every trifle law they set upon me. Lo, now lo, here comes one of her spirits now, and to torment me, for bringing wood home slowly. I'll walk black. Perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither brush nor shrub to bear any weather at all. Another storm is brewing. Is it to have thunder as it did before? I know where to lay my head. What do we have here? A man? A fish? Dead? Or alive? Oh, strange and very ancient. Fish-like smells. Strange fish. Or my jaw. I do let loose my pen and hold it in no longer. For this is no fish, but an island that have lately been suffered by a thunderbolt. Oh, alas! The storm has come again. I shall here be shrouded here until it be past.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die short. This is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort.
Do not torment me. Oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? I'm not scared drowning to be feared now of your 4 legs.
The spirits torment me. Oh!
This is some monster of the island with 4 legs. Where the devil should he learn our language? If I could recover him and keep him tame and get to neighbors with him, he's a present for any emperor that child needs leather.
I'm breathing. Do not torment me. I'll bring my wood home faster.
He's in his fit now and does not talk after the wisest. Shall taste of my bottle.
Thou dost me yet, but little hurt. Thou wilt to none. I know him by thy trembling. Thy prosper worse upon thee.
Come on your ways, open your mouth. Here's that which you give language to, you cat. Cannot tell who's your friend. Open your traps again.
I should know that voice, but she is drowned. Are there devils here? Oh, defend me!
4 legs and 2 voices? A most delicate monster. His 4 voices to speak well with his friend. His rapid voices to utter foul speeches and to detract. I'll pour some of that other mouth.
Stefano?
Does that other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy, this is the devil, no monster.
If thou beest Stefano, for speak to me, for I'm Trinculo.
Oh, thou beest Trinculo, come to. I'll hold thee by thy lesser legs. Thou wert Trinculo indeed.
Stefano, for thou art not drowned. Stefano? Oh, Stefano!
Oh, really, do not tell me about my stomach is not constant.
These be fine things. And if they not sprites, I'll kneel to them.
So then thou how escape this?
Swim ashore like a duck. Quack, quack.
Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Stefano, has he any more of this?
Hast thou not dropped from heaven?
Out to the moon, I do assure thee. I was a man in the moon when time was.
By this good light, this is a very weak monster. I afraid of him, most scary monster. Man in the moon.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee.
Come on, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself at this puppy-headed monster. A very weak monster. If I should find it myself to beat him.
I'll show you the best springs. I'll plug the berries. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. Puh!
Most ridiculous monster.
Prithee, let me take thee where crabs grow. Wilt thou go with me?
I I'm ready now. Lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the queen and all our company, else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here.
Farewell, master. Farewell. Farewell.
A most howling monster.
Bang, bang, Caliban. Get a new master, get a new man. Freedom. Hey, hey. Freedom. Freedom.
Oh, great monster, lead the way.
There be some sports are painful in their labor, delighting themselves of some kinds of baseness, are nobly undergone, and most poor matters point to rich ends. I must remove some thousands of these logs and pile them up upon a soaring junction. My sweet mistress weeps for me when she sees me work, and says, such baseness had never liked executor.
Alas, now pray you, work not so hard. Pray, sit down and rest you. My mother's hard to study. Pray now, rest yourself.
Almost dear mistress.
If you'll sit down, I'll break the laws a while.
No, precious creature.
It will become me as well as it does you.
Poor worm! Thou art infected.
This visitation shows it. You look wearily.
No, noble mistress, I do beseech you. What is your name?
Miranda.
Admired Miranda. I am in my condition, a prince Miranda. Hear my soul speak. For the very instant that I saw you in my heart, fly to your service, there reside to become servant to it. And for your sake am I, this patient logman.
Do you love me?
Oh heaven, oh earth, bear witness to the sound. I do love, prize, honor you.
I am a fool to weep at what I am glad of.
Fair encounter and two most rare affections.
Wherefore weep you?
At mine unworthiness, but this is trifling. Hence, bashful cunning, and prompt me, plain and holy innocence. I'm your wife if you will marry me, and if not, I'll die your maid.
My mistress dearest, and I thus humble ever.
My husband then?
Aye, here's my hand.
In my hand, with my heart in it. And now, farewell to half an hour hence.
A thousand.
Well, to Our Lady, for yet ere supper time must we perform much business appertaining.
Servant monster, drink to me. My man monster hath drawn to his consent. For my part, the sea cannot drown me. I swam ere to trouble the shore. By this light, thou shalt be my lieutenant monster.
Your lieutenant?
Mooncap, speak once in thy life, thou beest a good mooncap.
How does thine honor? I'll not serve him. He's not valued.
Why debauch bidst thou? Tell the monstrous lie. Being but half fish and half monster.
Lo, how he mocks me. What thou let him, my lord?
Lord, quoth thee.
Lo, again. Biting to death like breathing.
Trinculo, keep a good tongue in your head. If you prove mutineer, the poor monster is my subject. He shall not suffer indignity.
As I told thee before, I answered her to a tyrant, a sorceress, that by her cunning cheated me of the idol.
Thou liest!
Thou liest! Thou jesting monkey! I will my valiant man destroy thee! I do not lie!
Trinculo, if you trouble him any more in tail by this hand, I will supplant some of your teeth.
Why? I said nothing.
Mumble and no more. Proceed.
I say by sorcery she got this isle. From me she got it. If thy greatness will, revenge it on her. For I know thou darest, but this thing there not.
That's so certain.
Thou shalt be lord of it, and thou serve me.
How now should this be compassed?
My lord, I'll yield her thee asleep. There thou mayest knock a nail into her head.
Thou liest, thou canst not.
Thou scurvy patch!
Trinculo, interrupt the monster one word further, and by this hand I'll tell my mercy out of doors and make a stop push of thee.
Why? What did I? I said nothing. I'll go further off.
Did I not say he lied? Thou liest! Do I so? Take out that. As you like this, get the lie another time.
I did not get the lie.
Now, go with your tail. Ready, stand farther off.
As I told you, my lord, 'tis a custom in the afternoon to sleep. There thou mayest bring her. Remember first to possess her books, for without them, she is a sight, as I am, nor have not. One spirit took a man, and they do hate her as rootedly as I do.
Give me that hand. I'm sorry I beat you. While thou livest, keep a good tongue in thy head.
Within this half hour, she'd be asleep. Wouldst thou assure her then?
Aye, on mine honor.
That's what I told my lady.
Thou makest me marry.
What is this saying?
This is a tune played by the pitcher of nobody.
If thou beest a man, show thyself with that liveliness.
Unforgiveness of my sins.
He that dies pays all debts. I defy thee. Mercy upon us.
Art thou afeared?
No, monster. Not I.
Be not afeared. The isle is full of noises, sounds, and sweet airs that give delight and hurt not. Sometimes 1,000 twangling instruments will hum about my ears.
And
sometimes that
if I did
wait after long sleep will help me sleep again. And then in dreaming, the clouds you thought would open and show riches ready to drop upon me. That when I awoke, I cried to dream again.
This will prove a great kingdom to me, where I shall have my music for nothing.
When Prosper's destroyed?
The sound is going away. Let us follow. Do our work.
Lead, monster. We'll follow.
I can go on no further matter.
Me neither. By your patience, I needs must rest.
Oh Lord, I cannot blame thee. Sit down and rest. Even here I will put off my hope in keeping. No longer for my flatterer. He is drowned, whom thus we stray to find.
I'm right glad that she is so out of hope. Do not forego the purpose that you resolve to effect.
The next advantage we shall take thoroughly.
Let it be tonight.
What harmony is this? Give us, kind keepers, heavens. What are these?
You! All three men of sin, whom destiny has instrument is no words. And what is in it? The never stupidity has caused the death of you! You fool! Fool! I and my fellows are like invulnerable. But remember, that is my business to you. And you made me line and something to prosper! Prosper! For without thee, the powers and things to seize and draws against your peace. Thee and I stand Alonzo! Alonzo! They are bereft. And do pronounce by me, lingering perdition. Worse than any death. Death! Bravely this figure of the harpy hast thou performed, my Ariel. In their distractions, they are now my power. And in their fits, I lead them, while I visit young Ferdinand, whom they suppose is drowned.
In the name of something holy, madam, why stand you this strange stare?
Oh, it is monstrous, monstrous. Methought the billows spoke and told me of it. The name Prospero. Therefore my son either oozes bedded, and now seek him deeper than air plummet sounded. And with him there lie mudded.
But one fiend at a time. I'll fight the legions away.
I'll be thy second.
All three of them are desperate. Their great guilt, like a poison, given to work great time after, now against the bite of spirits. I do beseech you, who are of suppler joints, follow them swiftly. Follow, I pray you.
If I have too austerely punished you, then your compensation makes amends. For I've given you here a third of mine own life. Oh, Ferdinand, do not smile that I boast wrong, for you shall find that she will outstrip all praise and make it halt behind her.
I do believe it.
Take my daughter, sit then, and talk with her, for she is thine own. What, Ariel, my industrious servant Aurora? Here I am! Thou and thy meaner fellows, your last service didn't worthily perform, and I must use you in such another trick. Go bring the rabble, or who will give thee power here to this place.
Presently?
Out with a twink.
Before you can say come, and go, and breathe twice and cry so-so.
Into a trumpet! On his toe.
We'll be here with mop and roll. Do you love me, master? No?
Dearly, my delicate Ariel and Aurora. Do not come till thou dost hear me call.
Yes, master.
If thou be true, do not give dalliance. Too much in the rain.
I warrant you, madam.
Well, no tongue, all eyes, be silent. Boom!
Ceres, most bounteous lady, thy rich leaves of wheat, rye, barley, vetches, oats, and peas, and flat meats thatched with stover, them
into this short grass green?
A contract of true love to celebrate, and some donation freely into the estate of the blessed lovers.
Tell me, heavenly bow, if Venus or her son, as thou dost know, do now attend the queen?
Of her society, be not afraid. I met her deity cutting the clouds towards Paphos, and a son dove-drawn with her.
Highest queen estate, great, Juno comes, I know her by her gait.
How does my bounteous sister? Go with me to bless this twain that may be prosperous and honored in their issue. Honor, riches, marriage, blessing, long continuance and increasing, vines and clustering, bunches throwing, plants with goodly burden blowing. Spring come to you at the farthest, in the very end of harvest. Scarcity and what shall show you? Series blessing, so is on you.
This is the most majestic vision. May I be bold to think these spirits?
Spirits, which by mine art I've called from their confines to enact my present fancies.
Oh, let me live here.
Sweet now silence, Juno is Ceres, whisper Ceres.
You nymphs called naiads of the wandering brooks, answer your summons. Juno does command. Come to for nymphs and hope to celebrate a contract of true love. Be not too late. Make holiday. Your rye straw hats put on, and fresh nymphs encounter everyone country footing.
That Caliban and his confederates had against my life, the time of which is almost come.
This is strange. Your mother's is some passion that works so strongly.
Never to this day. Saw her touched with anger. Something's tempered.
You do look, my son, in a moved sort, as if you were dismayed. Be cheerful, sir. Our revels now are ended. These are actors, as I have foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like the baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, ye on which it inherit, shall dissolve. And like the insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a wreck behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with the sleep. Sir, I am vexed. Bear with my weakness, my brain is troubled. Be you not disturbed with my infirmity. If you be pleased, retire into my cell and there repose. A turn or two I'll walk to still my beating mind.
We wish you peace.
Come with a thought, I thank thee, Ariel and Aurora.
My thoughts I cleave to, what's thy pleasure?
Spirit, we must prepare to meet with Caliban.
Aye, my commander, I thought I told thee of it, but I feared, I quite angered thee.
Say again, where dost thou lead these varlets?
In the filthy mantle pool beyond your cell.
This was well done, bird. Thy shape invisible, retain thou still. The trickery in my house, go bring it hither.
I come!
A devil, a born devil, on whose nature nurture could never stick, on whom my pains humanely taken, all lost, quite lost. I will plague them all, even to roaring.
Pray you tread softly. We now near ourselves.
Monster, your fairy, which you sent from this fairy, has done little better but play the jack with us.
Monster, I do smell all horseshoeing, which my nose had great indignation.
So is mine. Do you hear, monster? If I could take a displeasure against you, look you.
Prithee, my queen, be quiet. Seest thou here? This is the mouth of the cell. No noise, and enter. Do that good mission which may make this island thy own forever.
Give me thy hand. I do begin to have bloody thoughts.
Oh, Queen Stefano, oh, pure, oh, worthy Stefano. Look at what a wardrobe we have here for thee.
That's wrong, thou fool. It is but trash.
Oh, master, we know what belongs in this reverie. Oh, Queen Stefano.
Put on that gown, Trinculo. By this hand, I'll have that gown.
Thy grace shall have that gown.
The dropsy drowned this fool. What do you mean? To dog some such luggage, less alone, and do the murder first. If she'll wait from toe to crown, she'll fill our skins with bitches.
Be you quiet, monster. Let's just slide. Is this not my jerkin?
Do. We still by line and level, like your dress.
I'm queen of this country.
Monster, come.
I will have none. Oh.
Monster, lay to your fingers. Go to. Carry this.
And this.
And this.
Let them be hunted soundly. Lie at my mercy, all mine enemies. Soon shall all my labors end, and thou shalt have arid freedom. For now, thou live and do me service. How's it? On the 6th hour, which time, my lord, you said our work should cease. I did say so when first I raised the Tempest. Say, my spirit, how fares the Queen Anne's followers?
Confined together in the same fashion as you left them, just as you gave me charge, all prisoners.
The Queen, her brothers, and yours abide all, for you distracted.
Your charm so strongly works that if you now behold them, your affections will become tender.
Dost thou think so, spirit? Mine, good sir, right? And mine shall. Go release them, Ariel. My charms all break, their senses are restored, and they shall be themselves. I'll fetch them, madam. I have bedimmed the noontide sun, called forth the mutinous winds, twixt the green sea and the azure vault, set roaring war to the dread, rattling thunder. Graves at my command have waked their sleepers oath, and let them forth by myself, potent art. But this rough magic I here abjure, and when I have required some heavenly music, which even now I do, to work mine end upon their senses that this airy charm is for, I'll break my staff, bury a certain fathom in the earth, and deeper than it ever plummet sound, I'll drown my book. Oh, good Gonzalo, my true preserver and the loyal serve. Most cruelly didst thou, Alonso, use me and my daughter. Thy brother was a furtherer in the act. Thou art pinched for it now, Sebastian. Not one of them that it looks on me or would know me, Ariel and Aurora. I will discase me and myself presently, as I was sometime in Milan. Quickly, spirit, thou shalt ere long be free. But I shall miss thee. Yet thou shalt have air of freedom. For now, to the queenship, invisible as thou art, there find under the hatchet stove the mariners asleep. There found Bonnie being awake, and force her to this place, and presently I prithee. I drink the air before me and return, or ere your pulse so I speak.
All torment, trouble, wonder, and amazement have us here. Some heavenly power guide us out of this fearful country.
Behold, Queen, the wronged Duchess of Milan, Prospero, and to thee and thy company I bid a hearty welcome.
My dukedom, I resign and do entreat. Now pardon me of my wrongs, but how shall Prospero be living and be here?
First, noble friend, let me embrace thee.
The devil speaks in her.
No! For it is you, most wicked ma'am, whom to call sister would even infect my mouth. I do forgive thee of thy rankest fault, all of them, and do require thy dukedom of thee, which perforce I know thou must restore.
If thou beest Prospero, give particulars of thy preservation, how thou hast met us 3 hours since, were reckoned upon this shore, where I have lost. How sharp the point of this remembrance is, my dear son Ferdinand.
I am woe for it, ma'am, but I means much weaker than I am to comfort you.
A daughter? Oh, heavens, that they were living both in Naples. A king and a queen there. When did you lose your daughter?
No more of this, ma'am. This settles my court, pray you. Look in.
If this prove a vision of the island, one dear son shall I twice lose.
A most high miracle.
Though the seas threaten, they are merciful, for I have cursed them without cause.
Now all the blessings a glad mother compass thee about. Arise and see how you came here.
Oh, who wonders? How many goody creatures are there here? How beauteous mankind is. Oh, brave new world that has such people in it.
'Tis new to thee.
What is this maid with whom what's that play? Your eldest acquaintance cannot be 3 hours. If she is the goddess that have severed us and brought us thus together?
Ma'am, she is mortal, but by a mortal providence, she is mine. She is daughter to this famous Duchess of Milan, of whom I've heard renown, but never saw before.
I have inly wept, or should have spoken ere this. Some heavenly power upon this couple drop a blessed crown.
I say amen, Gonzalo.
Was Milan thrust from Milan that Alicia should become Queen of Naples?
Oh, rejoice, be acclaiming joy.
Give me your hands. Let grief and sorrow embrace his heart that doth not wish you joy.
Be it so. Amen. Oh, look, madam, more of us. I had prophesied it that the galleon had made land, this woman would not be drowned.
And the best news is we found our queen and company. The next is our ship is tight and yard and brightly rigged as when we first set out to sea.
Woo! Lady, all this service have I done since I have went? My tricksy spirits.
These are not natural events. They strengthen from strange to stranger. Say how came you hither?
If I did think, ma'am, I was wide awake. I strive to tell you, we were dead of sleep. And how we not know, all clapped during the hatches, we were awakened straight away at liberty and were brought moping hither.
Was it well done? Have we not done all? Bravely thou shalt be free. Set Caliban and his companions free. Untie the spell. There are some yet of your company, some few odd lads that you remember not.
Every man shifts for all the rest, let no man take care for himself.
If these be true spies, will try wearing my head. Give us again the sight.
If these be brave spirits indeed, how fine my lady is. I am afraid she will chastise me.
What things are these, my lady Antonia? Will money buy them?
Very like. And one of them is a plain fish, and no doubt marketable. This misshapen knave has parted with these against my life. These two fellows thou must know and own. This thing of darkness I acknowledge mine.
I shall be pinched to death. Ah!
How camest thou in this pickle?
Why, how now, Stefana?
Oh, touch me not! I'm not Stefano, but a crown.
You'd be queen all this isle, Cyril?
I would have been a sore one then.
This is the strangest thing I ever looked on.
He as disproportionate in his manners as in his shape. Go to my cell.
That I will, and be wise hereafter, and seek for grace. What a thrice double ass was I to take this drunkard for a god, and worship the dull fool.
Go to. Away.
Hence, and bestow your luggage where you found it.
Or stole it, rather.
Ma'am, I invite your highness and your train to my cell where you shall rest. And in the morn, I shall take you to your shipment to Naples, and thence I shall retire to Milan, where every third thought shall be my grave.
I long to hear the story of your life.
I'll tell all, and promise thee calm seas. My Ariel and Aurora chicks! That is thy tall
I have is mine own, which is most faint, but now 'tis true. I must be here confined by you. Or since in Naples, let me not, since I have my dukedom got, pardon this deceiver, dwell in this bar island by your spell. But release me from my bands with the help of your good hands. Gentle breath of yours my sails must fill, or else my project fails, which was to please. Now I want spirits to enforce, art to enchant, and my ending is despair, unless I be relieved by prayer, which pierces so that it assaults mercy itself and frees all faults.
As you from crimes would pardon me, let your love and set me free.